This year is very different. After all the many years of broken sleep, super early wake ups, and feeling like time for myself had completely disappeared with no sign of it returning, while raising our 4 young boys, I'm happy to say it has finally returned. This is a small look at what a lot of my mornings look like now. Some days I focus on work in the mornings, but not before a very simple and easy tidy. Other days I head out to the gardens, dive into a fantastic book, or dive into a fantastic book out in the gardens. We tried many different methods and strategies in the early years of our boys' lives in order to reach our goals of growing an urban homestead and running a small business. I'm happy to say many of these methods have paid off. Not all of them worked, some of them failed miserably. Turns out assigned cleaning days are just not for us. But it was worth trying, and I'm so glad we did. We have 4 boys, ages 10, 8, 6, and 4, and try to live quite minimally and intentionally. This has been the number one game changer for us over the years. Too much stuff meant too much time spent stressed out, which, funny enough, was often due to all the stuff and not the kids' antics. And trust me, these boys get into some epic antics. But now that our youngest little homesteader started school this year, and I have some of that me time back, I am so thankful for clearing out a lot of the extras over the years, as it just keeps our lives so much easier and gives me even more me time. When we ask the kids to help tidy, of course they have days where they just don't feel like helping, but it is important for them to help, and having less things to clean means it's much quicker and easier for them. Gone are the days of overwhelmed kids' faces when asked to help clean up a play space that has toys everywhere, which, let's be real, often leads to arguments and stress, my husband and I cleaning it up solo while the kids go ransack another room of the house. Or we all just walked away and the stressful room never got dealt with until the dreaded panic cleaning when guests are coming to visit. Now, we are all guilty of having those chores we don't enjoy, and for me, that's washing dishes by hand. I'm not sure why I hate it so much, but I'm very thankful for our dishwasher. We make sure to only keep one place setting for each person in the kitchen, so that limits the amount of dishes we use daily. Loading and emptying the dishwasher is so much faster with less dishes. Sinks don't overflow with dirty dishes, and if I'm stuck washing a dish by hand, it's okay, as it's just 1 or 2 and not a sink full.
Oh, how I wish you could see how truly easy it was to cut through this stuck-on soup with our homemade liquid castile soap. It is so easy to make, it is so inexpensive, and it saves me from scrubbing all day long. Another perk is it is actually plant safe. So no longer are you needing to buy those insecticidal soaps if you see any aphids or things like that in your gardens. If you're interested in making your own, head over to our Instagram, give us a follow, and we'll post describing exactly how to make this.
I'm leaving this cloth here as I like my cleaning to basically clean for me. It softens any stuck-on grime, so after putting away this Instant Pot, I can just go and wipe it clean with hardly any pressure or scrubbing. I rarely use cleaning solutions unless they are homemade, and often a good wipe with some warm water is enough. If you haven't got on the Instant Pot bandwagon, I highly suggest it. Absolutely changed our lives in the kitchen, and that whole set it and forget it mentality, it just can't be beat. Here are some herb seeds that have been drying on our counter for weeks. I can tell from the smell which herbs they are, but I recommend if you're saving your own to label them, especially if some are very similar in scent and appearance. I like to do something called winnowing for all our saved seeds. Dried portions of the flowers and stems can still remain amongst the seeds, so winnowing helps remove that by blowing the dried plant matter, also sometimes called chaff, away from the seeds. You can do this by stepping outside and pouring the seeds from one container to another, allowing a breeze to blow the chaff away. This isn't completely necessary for seed saving, but it does help when it comes time for planting, as you'll easily be able to grab just a single seed or two as necessary. A project so dear to my heart that we started here on our homestead is our free nationwide seed library. We ourselves save thousands of seeds here each year from our gardens, and now community members will often drop off collected or extra purchased seeds for our seed library stock. We then divide them up and send them to gardeners across our country. So far, we have gifted away over 2,000 packages of seeds, and the community that has been built around this little project is absolutely amazing. This beautiful apothecary unit that you see here is filled with seeds and was actually built by my stepfather. He is an extremely talented woodworker who not only built this from just an inspiration photo that I sent him that I found online, but he actually milled the wood for this himself. It has definitely become a family heirloom for us now, and this piece of furniture will stick with our family for years and years to come. When storing your seeds, make sure they are completely dry and labeled. Name and date are a must, as you'll have a better idea of the viability and if you should go ahead and just plant extra seeds. This is always a good idea for older seeds or those in the onion and carrot families, as those particular varieties tend to lose viability much sooner than others. For long-term storage, it's best to store your seeds in a freezer. I just noticed one of our little monkeys moved my labels around. They're always giving me little surprises throughout the day. And now for coffee. I got in such a habit of microwaving my cold coffee throughout the years that when I'm home, it's actually how I still make it. Brutal, I know. We don't have a standard coffee maker, but we use a stovetop espresso maker, or a mocha pot as they are often called. Now to sit back and finish this novel before heading to the library to select another. With this extra me time and conveniently being right in the quiet season of the garden, it has me back to reading novels and not just books on homestead education or business or other similar topics. I would love if you could leave any amazing book suggestions in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed today's video and maybe you found a little inspiration for small changes you can make to simplify your life with the hopes of gaining a bit more me time back as well. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video.